Level 1. Worthless. At the bottom of the football pyramid, we have the Sunday League warriors. These players don't have a transfer value. They have a transfer cost. And that cost is usually a pint and a packet of crisps. Dave from your local pub team isn't worth £50 million. He's not even worth £50. In fact, Dave pays £5 every week just to play. His boots are older than some Premier League players, and his idea of a pre-match meal is a bacon sandwich from the corner shop. But Dave loves football. He'll slide tackle in the mud, argue with refs who are clearly wrong, and celebrate scoring against the dog and duck like he's just won the World Cup. His transfer value? 0. But his entertainment value? Priceless. Level 2. £0 to £5,000. Semi-professional players are like Dave, but with slightly better boots and actual wages. We're talking £50 to £200 per game. That's enough to cover petrol money and maybe a celebratory McDonald's if they win. These players work normal jobs during the week. Monday to Friday, they're electricians, teachers, or shop assistants. Saturday afternoon, they're professional footballers. It's like being a superhero, except instead of saving the world, you're trying not to get relegated from the Northern Premier League. Their transfer fees are tiny. We're talking a few hundred to a few £1,000s. That's less than a decent used car, but hey, at least they can tell people at parties that they're professional footballers. Level 3. £5,000 to £100,000. Welcome to League 2 and the National League, where players earn enough to quit their day jobs but not enough to quit worrying about money. A decent League 2 striker might be worth £50,000. That sounds like a lot until you realise it's less than a Tesla. These players train every day, have proper contracts, and play in front of crowds who actually know their names. The lifestyle isn't glamorous. They're driving second-hand cars, living in normal houses, and shopping at Tesco like everyone else. But they're living the dream, just the budget version of it. Their agents don't wear expensive suits. They probably don't even have agents. Most transfers are sorted out over a phone call and a handshake in a pub car park. Level 4. £100,000 to £10 million. The Championship is where things get serious. This is the land of what if, and nearly made it. Players here are genuinely talented, and their values reflect it. A solid Championship player might be worth £2 to £5 million. The real stars can hit £10 million or more. These are players who could easily play in the Premier League, but haven't quite made the jump yet. It's like being the smartest kid in your school, but not quite ready for university. You're brilliant, but there's still another level to reach one good season, and you're in the Premier League. One bad injury, and you're back in League 1. Championship players live comfortable lives, nice cars, decent houses, and they can afford to shop at Waitrose instead of Aldi. They're not superstars, but they're doing all right. Level 5. £10 million to £30 million. Congratulations, you've made it to the Premier League. Even the players who warm the bench here are worth serious money. A backup goalkeeper who plays 5 games a season. £15 million. A squad rotation midfielder who comes on in the 85th minute. £20 million. It's mental, but that's the Premier League for you. Why so expensive? Because Premier League clubs have more money than sense. They need quality depth, and quality costs money. Lots of money. These players live in mansions, drive cars that cost more than houses, and have personal trainers who probably earn more than most people's annual salary. They're not household names, but they're living better than 99% of footballers worldwide. Level 6, £30 million to £70 million. These are the players you actually recognise. They start most games, score goals, and have their own Wikipedia pages that people actually read. Think of players like James Maddison or Declan Rice. Before his big move, solid Premier League starters worth £40 to £60 million. They're not world beaters, but they're reliable, consistent, and good enough to play at the highest level every week. At this level, players have multiple houses, cars for different days of the week, and probably employ more people than a small business. They're also followed around by photographers who want to know what they had for breakfast. Their agents wear suits that cost more than most people's cars and negotiate contracts in restaurants where a starter costs £50. Level 7. £70 million to £120 million. Now we're in serious money territory. These players don't just play football, they define it. They're the difference between finishing 6th and winning the league. Players like Bruno Fernandes, Son Heung-min, or Virgil van Dijk fall into this category. They're worth £80 to £100 million because they can single-handedly change games, seasons, and entire club histories. These players have their own brands, appear in adverts, and probably have more social media followers than some countries have citizens. They're not just footballers, they're global celebrities who happen to be really good at kicking a ball. Their houses have houses, their cars have more technology than NASA spacecraft, and their weekly wages could probably fund a small country's education system. Level 8, £120 million to £200 million. Welcome to the elite. These players break the internet every time they post a photo of their lunch. We're talking about players like Erling Haaland, Jude Bellingham, and Vinicius Jr. Their transfer fees make normal people question reality. £150 million for one person. That's enough money to buy everyone in Luxembourg a really nice car, or fund a small space program, or buy a decent-sized island. These players have their own documentaries, appear in Hollywood movies, and probably have dinner with world leaders. They're not just athletes, they're cultural icons. When they change clubs, entire cities celebrate or mourn. Stock markets fluctuate. Grown men cry. It's not normal, but somehow we've all accepted it. Level 9, £200 million plus. At the very top, we have players so valuable that clubs would rather sell their stadium than let them go. Think prime Messi, peak Ronaldo, or current Mbappé. When PSG paid €222 million for Neymar, the football world collectively lost its mind. That's enough money to buy 222 million lottery tickets. The odds of winning the lottery might actually be better than successfully signing one of these players. These players are worth more than the GDP of small nations. Their contracts are negotiated by teams of lawyers, accountants, and probably a few wizards. The paperwork alone probably costs more than most players' entire careers. They don't just have agents, they have entire management companies. They don't just have cars, they have fleets. They don't just have houses, they have property portfolios that would make real estate moguls jealous. So why are players so expensive? It's all about supply and demand, like when everyone wants the same PlayStation at Christmas and the price goes mental. There are only a few hundred truly elite footballers in the world, but thousands of clubs who want them. When everyone wants something rare, the price goes through the roof faster than an Mbappé sprint. Plus, football clubs make insane amounts of money. TV deals worth billions, sponsorships that could fund small countries, and ticket sales that make Glastonbury look cheap. When you're earning £500 million a year, spending £100 million on one player doesn't seem quite so mad. The numbers are mental. Let's put this in perspective. Neymar's transfer fee could have bought 444 Lamborghinis, a decent-sized skyscraper, the entire annual budget of several countries, 11 million Big Mac meals. And that's just the transfer fee. His wages probably cost more than most people's houses per week. The total value of Manchester City's squad is probably more than the GDP of about 50 countries. That's not normal, but somehow we've all just accepted it as part of modern football. What makes players valuable? Age is massive. A 20-year-old with potential is worth way more than a 32-year-old with the same ability. It's like buying a car. You pay more for the newer model, even if the old one runs just as well. Position matters too. Strikers and attacking midfielders cost more than defenders because goals sell tickets and shirts. Nobody queues up to buy a jersey with "amazing tackle" printed on the back. Nationality affects value as well. English players cost more in England because of homegrown rules. Brazilian players cost more everywhere because, well, they're Brazilian. And if you're from a tiny country nobody's heard of, you might be a bargain. So why do clubs have a youth academy? Every club has a youth academy full of kids hoping to make it big. Most won't, but the few who do can be worth hundreds of millions. It's like buying a lottery ticket for £100,000 with the chance of winning £200 million. The odds are terrible, but the potential payout is enormous. Barcelona's La Masia Academy has produced players worth over £1 billion combined. Not bad for a bunch of kids who started by learning to pass the ball properly. The future is only going to get crazier. Transfer fees keep rising faster than your energy bills. What seems expensive today will look like pocket change in 10 years. Soon we'll probably see the first £500 million transfer, and everyone will act shocked even though we all saw it coming. It's like being surprised that it rains in Manchester. Inevitable and predictable. So what's the bottom line? Football player values are completely mental, but they make sense in the weird world of modern football. Supply and demand, TV money, and global popularity have created a market where being really good at kicking a ball can make you worth more than a small country. From Dave the Sunday League hero worth nothing but his passion, to Mbappé worth more than a space programme, every player has their value. Some are measured in pounds and pence, others in hopes and dreams. The beautiful game has become the expensive game, but at least it's still beautiful. Even if you need a calculator and an economics degree to understand why anyone would pay £100 million for someone who might get injured in their first training session. Which player value level do you think is the most overpriced or undervalued? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed learning about football player values, hit subscribe for more Football Explainer videos. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.